Hello, YouTube. And today we are looking at some buck knives. I've got my Bang Energy in my Gillies Custom koozie. No booze for me right now. Alright, doing a little fast. So what we have here is a pretty good spread, in my opinion. What's funny is when COVID kicked off, I ended up picking up a piece I wish I would have kept, but it was basically this, but in SV30, I think. In any event, we're gonna kick it off. This is 420 high carbon from Buck. It is the lightweight piece, or it's a lightweight piece. The Buck Light. I like this. I think this is a really handy piece to have. It's simple. I got this with some, shopping points or whatever from DLT. So I got it for like $10, honestly, and it's nice. Got a nice swedge. That's gonna lend a lot of strength to this tip. So this is a Buck 110 in Magnacut. I believe, I think this is ebony, and this is ebony as well. Buck 110 auto, S30V. Shoots out real nice. Imagine that. Imagine a world where the Buck 110 is automatic. One thing I really, really like about this piece, besides the fact that you can actuate this with gloves on, is that it's a lockback, and it's not one of the goofy knives where you press in and then you push. I get that does indeed stop it. I would just rather have a lockback than a knife where I'm like, oh, now I gotta, that seems less sturdy to me, in my estimation. So, and then we got the latest and greatest. We got the Buck 110 Hunter drop point in S30V. Very nice stuff, and we've got a little bit of tarnish on this piece, and I'm going to buff it out, and then I'm gonna put, hang on a second. Put some of this on it, sorry. I've been doing other stuff with the collection, so this is kind of in a weird place right now. And what we're gonna do is, I don't even really know how the nickel silver bolster's tarnished so readily. I'm assuming I probably got some kind of, either soda, or it could just be water too, though. I have no clue. I really don't. And just that easy, it is detarnished. And I'm going to immediately grab this. I'm going to put it all over. Something I've been doing recently is to spray the Flitz ceramic stuff into, I don't want to say the blade well, but into the knife itself. So just so it doesn't corrode as easily. I mean, it makes sense to me that it would help. I think it does help. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know. What is interesting, so this is from this guy, and it's special, it's special thing to make it, man, this leather is way nicer. The Made in America one is just simply a piece of leather that is right here. Oh, and these knives, except for, no, they've all been on the channel, so if you're really interested, you can go back and look at them. But it is basically, it's to keep it from kind of jogging around in there. This really is ridiculously sharp. I'm turning into a big fan of S30V, I'm not going to lie. But my way of looking at it is probably a little bit different than other people. So this is the way I see it. If you're happy with 420 high carbon, or if you're, you're one of those people that's like, I don't need a fancy steel. I like, 1090, or I like 1070. If you like those steels, S30V is going to be great. And I would assume S35V is easier to sharpen. And I forget where I read somebody had said, like, this is basically, if you're happy with traditional knife steels, this will just continue to make you happy. I know that it is a lot, I don't want to say tougher, because that's probably not the case, but it does have a lot more edge retention. And that is a good thing. So as you can see, these are G10. This is nickel silver, this is nickel silver brass. And then obviously we got plastic there. This is kind of a bird's eye pivot, but not really, it's just a pivot. And then we've got 420 high carbon, S30V, Magnacut S30V. I haven't used the Magnacut at all. I haven't, well, I should just say that. I haven't used the Magnacut at all. And it's not because I don't think it would perform well. It's just that I just haven't, I guess, Got a hold of it, trying to keep it nice. I have used this a little bit. I have used this. And one thing I have noticed really is just that I have a teeny bit more confidence with this one because it's just a little bit thicker. For instance, so having some trouble where I live with transients, aka the homeless, and it's too bad. It's unfortunate that we find ourselves in an epoch where people that exist very close together, as far as our status in society, although I might look down on them when they're freshly cracked out and annoying me. It's unfortunate, but my neighbor got beat with a brick, and I'm just kind of over it. And last night, some guy smarted off to me while I was bouncing him off the property. So, talked to the guy that got beat with a brick. He could tell I was real mad about something. This is like 2 a.m. last night. I couldn't sleep doing laundry. And he was like, well, there's like a bed in a one-room shack. It was like an open-air shack. If you had half, walls that came up to your waist that were just pallets, and then a big padded thing to lay on. I think it was for a dog. That was all wet and stuff, and so I threw it all apart, and I took this, and I gave the pad the old slice and dice. And I did it with this, and I didn't even think twice. Because I could have done it with this guy. It's just that this is a little bit limited in size. Let me see if I can give a good representation of that. You can't really, let me see. I'm going to try to show. Maybe they're very similar. This is just a little more slicey. We got a flat grind that goes up to a saber. I like this a lot. This is super tough. I wanted to use this, so I did. And it's, you know, this isn't me being, I'm not like picking on these people. It's just weird that they have put up some sort of observation post, LPOP, listening post observation post, if you're hip to the military lingo. Yeah, and this is like 10 meters away from the property that I pay to live on. So I don't really feel that bad. Whoever made that needs to stay away from me in this place. I'm slowly losing my patience, and you know, I think, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, right, guys? Like, if you've been listening to this channel, you know this has been an ongoing thing, and so yes, I have started pushing back, and these are some tools of the trade as far as that goes. Luckily, you know, I'm just ripping up some BS little pad. I'm not have to do it. You know, there's been no violence to me. The, you know, cowboy, my neighbor's face, he's still got scars from the brick. So anyway, the bottom line is this is, I don't know if I call it a super hollow grind, but it's very hollow, and it comes up to this thick part right here. Hang on. I'm trying to get them all on, guys. And this thickness, I think, really does aid. At least it gives me confidence. It gives me confidence, you know. Not to say that the hollow grind of these guys isn't satisfactory. It's just that if you look at the tips of these knives, it becomes apparent. Look at how thin this is compared to this. And that is because the reason that they call these guys hunters is they want you to dress game with them. That is really the entirety of the existence of the Buck 110. I want you to feel dress game. And that's what they're good for, and I've done that, and they work great. Can you do a lot of other things with them? Yeah, it's a knife. You know, don't be silly. But that's what it's for. That's why it's like that. They want to give you the ability to take a skin of an animal and pull it up and kind of get in there and do some fine work, so to speak. And I think that makes a lot of sense. But I also think that it makes sense to give people the option of the drop point. And the whole existence of the drop point is to allow for a stronger tip. A drop point makes and I get people forget this, and it's probably for good reason. We just get so used to certain things. And that is that the drop point makes an excellent tactical blade because it's so strong up here. You know, and as you can see, it does get thin out here, but this is a very strong tip. Would I necessarily drop it face down or tip down? Or would I jam it up into a ceiling? No, I wouldn't do that at all. Because you might find out that it's not invincible. It's still, the laws of physics are still there. It's not like they've disappeared. I just really like the drop point. If you're thinking about getting it, I would wait for a sale, and I'd snatch it up. For Father's Day, they did a 20% off sale. This made it like $105 and look, I get that I come off as a Buck fanboy, but as far as factory made knives go, stuff that is available to you pretty much all the time, except for maybe a Magnacut run or something like this, the warranty, the forever warranty of something bad happens, or I just use up the knife, say 10 years from now or something, I have the same knife, but it's, you know, well used. And I'm like, I got plenty of knives. You know, I took this one, let's say, some trip, I dressed a bunch of game. It got some chips in it somehow. I hit the bone. I can send it with some money to Buck to have them reblade it. Like a whole new blade, everything polished, everything done nice. And I'm getting it back. And yeah, will it cost a little bit of money? Yes, but the ability to do that is pretty great. That's pretty awesome. And And the fact that you don't need to be the first owner, there's none of the gobbledygook, you know, like say with GEC, where the initial buyer is the only one covered by the GEC warranty. So that means you have to get it from a dealer, and chances are you're going to have to communicate with that dealer. And either that dealer is going to be like, hey, send it in, we'll figure it out. Or they're going to be like, hey, talk to GEC, and they probably communicate with GEC like, hey, we got a guy coming to talk to you. Because that leaves a lot of people that, you know, the GEC buy and sold on the secondary like horses, leaves a lot of people out in the cold. This does not. And it's just kind of a fantastic little thing. I've just always wanted one, and to get one in an S30V is super nice. You can get them for cheaper from the 420 high carbon. They're like $60 a regular with no sale. But then, you know, like with shipping and stuff and tax, it rolls up to 70, a little bit over that. And then, you know, I'm looking at this on a sale day. So 70 regular, it would have been like a little bit over 50 with the sale, but this at 105 shipped is like, whoa. I mean, that is a screaming deal for an American-made blade with a Bose heat treat. I think I'm saying that right. S30V. I mean, this thing is just put together like, whoa. Total lockup. I mean, I'm letting this video run long just so I can talk more about this knife, because I do feel I kind of sold it short in other ones. Because I got to temper how I, you know, present some of this stuff. I kind of fanboy a little bit for Buck, and it does worry me. I want to stay unbiased, but here's the deal. You know who hasn't had any type of scandal ever, to my knowledge? What does that say? Buck. Okay, gotcha. So, no scandal, really no bad feedback. Some people hate on the 420 high carbon. That's like the baseline for a beater knife. This is not a beater knife. Well, I'm going to use it, but it's not a beater knife. It's a nice knife. I'm just saying that it's for the fit and finish, for the quality, from the craftsmanship, the brand, where you're getting it from. It's made here in America. I happen to like that it's a Christian company, even though I'm not a Christian. I just think that I think it's good, man. I think it's a good thing. So yeah, it is what it is. If you're thinking about this, if you're thinking about any of the ones I showed, I wouldn't hesitate. You know, maybe wait until there's a sale, or tell somebody, hey, I want this for Christmas. I'll let you know when they go on sale, because I am plugged into this, and I don't expect you to suddenly go and look, you know, make all this make sense. All the knife stuff's got to make sense. All right. So I'll show up for this one. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye now.